everyone, this will be my last video for a while, and I thought for this random video for Sunday I would just briefly address what I plan to do once I come back making videos, and ultimately at the end also thank everyone for all of their support, feedback, comments, and all that stuff. But basically what is to be expected in December, which is when I'll be returning, a little bit before Christmas I hope to return. If not, then it'll be probably after, but I will do videos for probably a month because I have vacation during that time, so I'll have time to make a video each day. And then probably once the summer hits, I'm going to be looking for jobs, at least next summer. So it might depend exactly when I'll be able to start making videos, but I'll make sure that once that summer comes, I'll make an announcement of that. But for the most part, I feel like I'm going to stick with the formula that I have already set up for the past videos that I've been making in this summer. So you will still have the Classic Movie Monday, you'll still have the Music Talk Tuesday, you'll still get Book Review Wednesdays, you'll still get What I Would Have Done or Something Bad, you'll also get the Disney Works again. The next one for December will be Disney's The Princess and the Frog. I'm going to try to look at it and see if I can talk about both works, and we'll sort of go from there and see how many more Disney movies I can put in there. It might be limited to only maybe 3, but again, we'll see. But I hope to hopefully be done with all of the Disney in the time period of when I'm making videos in December when I have my vacation. So that'll be that. Saturday, I'm thinking of just keeping underrated films in there. I think they're rather interesting as well. And another thing too, the random video Sunday will be the same again. So pretty much everything will stay, I think, in the same formula for these December, for this month within December when I'll be making videos again. But when I have to take a break and return to the summer, it's probably going to be completely different structure. And as far as when videos are going to be coming out, it might be different, because I think instead of maybe doing one every day, I'll just be doing one every week. And I think I was thinking about making it fairly random. However, if there are requests for me to, hey, can you review this movie? Can you talk about this movie? Can you talk about this type of music? Can you talk about your opinion on this? Yada yada. That has to do with anything that I've been doing on this channel, even if it's completely random and something I haven't talked about, which is again what I do with my random video Sunday videos. So anything anybody is curious to know about and wants me to do a video on and talk about, be more than happy to do so. And be more than happy to take any of your feedback on what exactly you would like me to look into. But for the most part, I think December is going to focus in on the same topics. It's just, I think once summer hits and once I start making videos again in the summer, it'll probably be relatively different, because we will be done with Disney for sure by then, at least with all of the Disney films that are based on original works. So I feel like I want to drift off from Disney and do some other things dealing with animation. I think that would be cool. If anyone wants me to review animated films, be more than happy to give my 2 cents on any animated film, whether it's from Disney or any other company. But for the most part, I think that's really all anybody really needs to know going into December. And again, I'll try to make videos a little bit before December 25th on Christmas. I'll try to see what days I can start, and I'll just keep making videos each day in the same format that I've been doing throughout this entire summer of video making. So it's pretty much that, but in the summer it's probably going to change. But we'll kind of play it by, I figure I'll play this by ear as we all kind of go through this journey. And I hope that it'll be productive and I can look into some really good material and talk about it, and also talk about maybe some mediocre material as well. But I think that's really ultimately all that I can say in how everything's going to be structured. I also wanted to briefly address my full appreciation for people who have commented, people who have said their piece, their opinions, provided constructive criticism, provided views, provided subscriptions. Anything that you have done is very appreciated, and I fully support anybody's input. And if we can, I think, learn to kind of talk to each other and actually communicate instead of just saying an opinion, then I think it leads to a broader discussion. And I'm glad that people seemed relatively open to talking about what they felt about certain things, and I thought that was very nice to have. Overall, I'm trying to think of anything else that I can ultimately say, but in the most simplistic way, all I can say is thank you all so much. It's been very fun to do these kinds of videos. I've looked back at some of them and kind of laughed, and I feel like I am getting better in certain respects. There are times where I feel like maybe after watching a film, I get maybe not as, I guess I just don't sound informative at times, because sometimes the movie, when you watch it, sometimes, at least when I watch films, they kind of drain a lot out of me, and then when I have to sit down and talk about it, it's kind of a little bit more difficult at times. So I feel like sometimes I know that sometimes the content that I have may not be as good as maybe another movie that I looked into. But I feel like over time I have been improving, and I'm really enjoying the feedback. I'm enjoying this little place on this very gigantic website. And I'm glad that I'm able to share it with people on That Guy with the Glasses who have these sort of similar interests as me in regards to films, as well as any other entertainment form. But for the most part, I really think that's ultimately all I can say. It has been a great summer. I wish I could have done more videos, but again, I was in Europe for a very long time, for 2 months actually. 1 month, or 3 weeks technically, was with a group for a business trip, or for a business class, because I'm a business major in college or university, and the other technically 4 weeks were spent at my grandmother's, who lives in Europe as well. So It was really nice to spend time with them, and I look forward to hopefully spending more time traveling in the future. But from what I can say, for the most part, it does seem like this was a shorter summer because of the fact that I couldn't make as many videos because of the time constraint, and also because the essay was rather challenging for me as well, having to do this essay that we had to write after the trip. So it has been kind of a draining summer in that respects, but I'm glad to be back and safe and sound. But ultimately, I hope that December I can make as much as I did for this summer. And then again, we'll probably have to see how much content I can make during the next summer that comes. Now, what's expected out of the segments, I really can't ultimately say. I'm going to try to keep with the classics in trying to make sure to find ones that stick out and that I find interesting. With music, I feel like it's a fairly broad subject, and I think there's definitely a lot of different interesting songs out there that talk about various different topics, and I might bring up something within music or how I feel about maybe a certain artist or genre or something. I'll try to maybe focus in on that aspect. But again, I'm more than happy to hear out what anybody has to say for Music Talk Tuesdays. On the book reviews, I'm going to try. I am sort of there with Anna Karenina. I think that's the proper way to pronounce it. But as you can see, I still got this chunk to go. It's been a very long book, but I will definitely be reviewing this in December. It'll probably be the first book that I'll look into. I will try to get some more books. I remember in one of my videos way back when that I wanted to do Gone with the Wind, but it was just too long of a book. So I'm going to try to see if I can get a hold of that one and read through the book and sort of maybe compare and contrast it to the movie. So yeah, I think that would be cool. It'd be nice to see the recent film that came out of Anna Karenina, but I'm not sure if it's really held as something high. It seems like people are fairly split on this particular work, so I'm not sure. But we'll kind of see what happens with Book Review Wednesdays, and I'll ultimately try to see if I can pick some more books out. And if anybody wants me to review a particular book, I will try to see if I can get a hold of it, and I'll let you know. Be more than happy to hear you out in that respect. Thursday, again, anything for what I would have done, and basically what I would have done is I sort of give you my insight into what I kind of would have done with a particular film that maybe isn't held in the highest regard to people in the movie-going community. And again, Disney's going to say the same, and we'll go in order. But I am open to anybody's suggestions on that. Saturday stays the same, and if anybody feels like there's a film out there that's underrated and wants me to look into it, be more than happy to hear you out on that. And lastly, random video, again, where it's a completely random topic. It could be about anything you want to know. Be more than happy to talk about it. Just feel free to ask, and I'd be more than happy to answer. But I think that's really all I can ultimately say about how everything's basically going to work in December. But I just wanted to say again, thank you all so much for the kind support, for the feedback. I have noticed too that there are sometimes, I think, disagreements, and I think that goes with anybody who's reviewing anything. Even I don't even agree with the nostalgia critics sometimes. Even I don't even agree with certain things that critics say either. And sometimes I don't agree with maybe majority of moviegoers sometimes too. So it's sometimes we have different opinions, but I think it's if we talk about those opinions, we can learn something from one another. But yeah, I think that's ultimately all I can say. Any questions, comments, concerns, more than happy to answer them. But thank you all so much. It's been a great summer. I feel bad that it was a little shorter than last summer, but I'm hoping that it is a good end to a new beginning that'll happen in December. But I'm more than happy to hear anybody out. I will take anything that anybody has said on my previous videos. If you have a question on any of the other videos, feel free to leave a comment. Be more than happy to hear you out on what you have to say on a particular issue or topic that I brought up in any of my content at all. But I think that's ultimately all I can say. Any questions, comments, concerns, again, more than happy to answer them. But until December 2013, everybody, bye-bye, and thank you all so much. Hearts. Bye-bye.